Okay, so we've now moved into the shed. Obviously we can't do any painting inside, not with having a new kitchen, so we've been banished to the shed. So you'll have to forgive the lighting and such like in here. So first things first, roof's on the cottage. Made a little bit of a mistake with the roof. So where the ridge tiles are, obviously they need a flat surface to sit on. I made the point like that, so if you put the tile on the top, it overhang either side. So I had to put some extra reinforcements inside. I don't know if you can see that. Put some extra reinforcement bits inside, and then file it flat on the top so I could fit the ridge tiles on. And when they join there, I've just put a little bit of filler in there. So once the filler's gone off, we can sand it down, rescribe some tiles in there, and repaint that. So that's kind of how we are at the moment. Got a little bit of filling to do here and there, but that's ready for painting. So the farm building, so the actual barn, has been constructed. So you can see inside, pretty easy to go together. Normal side, so we got 3 stages. So we've got top stage, which is our stone, then we've got wood, which is in black, and then the roof on the top. So it's all together. Again, we've got the fillets in there just to give it a bit of strength. I've put the door in the back, but I've left the front open for a minute because I fancy having opened doors. The doors that come with the kit are closed. I fancied having some open doors just so we can perhaps have a bit of farm machinery sticking out or something similar. So I've covered this, so this was in obviously different colour plastic, so this has been sprayed using my preferred undercoat, which is Halford's primer. They do grey, red, and they also do a filler primer in yellow. Nearly all of my painting I do with a primer on top, grey primer. Works well on plastic, metal works well on anything. It's good, gives a good coat for everything to stick to. So that's what that's been covered in, grey primer, hence why it's all the same colour. So we've got a selection of colours here. I'm going to pick out the wood first, do the wood, and then I'll probably do the roof at the same time, and then I'll go for the stone. So good convincing wood coat is this one here. I think it's Revel 84, Revel matte colour. I found that this gives the best wood effect. So what we'll do is we'll paint this. I'll then, once it's dry, do the roof, and then we'll have a look at weathering it, so how we get a good wood effect on there. So if we have a look over here, so I'll just grab this out of the corner of the shop. So over here is something I made earlier, and this is our coal stage. So you can see it's not great. Let's see if we can get a bit more light on the subject, so it just looks a bit better. So this is again, it's not great. Same colour, but we've weathered that, so it looks a little bit more like a wood effect on there rather than just having plain brown paint on there. I think it just gives it a better effect. So hopefully once we've done it, it should look similar to that. Okay, so no hard and fast rules for painting for me. You can airbrush it if you want, but personally brown's pretty good for me. Painting it on by brush, it works quite well. So I'm not going to spend the whole video showing you this, because that will be like watching paint dry. So I'll paint this, and then I'll paint again the slate, and then hopefully coming back later we'll go through the weathering on it. Okay. Okay, just want to update on this one. This is the cattle dock, so as you can see I've started painting it. So it's been given an overall coat of dark stone. We've picked out the front part of it in a lighter colour, and I've also started doing, I don't know if you can see them, I've started doing the railings as well. So I've picked out the railings in a similar sort of wood colour to what we did the outside of the barn in. So again, I've got to finish that off. This part of it I think I'll probably do in a sort of a slate grey, and then again weather it. So hopefully, again without going into too great a depth on watching paint dry, you don't want to watch me painting it, but hopefully you'll be able to see it progressing as well. So what I'm going to do in this section, I'm now going to pick out some individual stones in some different colours. So obviously in the real thing they would weather at different rates, so we'd pick out some individual stones, possibly put some, maybe get some lime green in there for some algae or something, moss growing in, and then we'll do some weathering on it. Okay, so back in the shed, you can see that we've painted the outside of the barn. So we've done the roof slate grey colour. We've painted the wood. That's come out a nice brown colour, so it looks quite effective as wood. And the stones we've done in a lighter colour at the bottom, so that is a dark stone colour. But as you can see, at the moment, it all looks far too new and shiny. So we've got to weather it down, because sitting on the layout like that, it won't look right, will it? So first thing we'll do is we'll concentrate on the wood. So we do one step at a time. We do the wood first, and then I'll pick out some individual stone on the bottom there. So we've got some thinned black paint. So this is Humble Wash, widely available. It's quite a good paint. I quite like using it. Thinned down even more. So this is a wash, so it is quite a thin paint already, but I thin it down even more. So I use Humble enamel thinners, just thin it down even more. So it is quite watery. So I've got that pre-mixed down here. So we just paint that on. So once you've got it on, beauty with this is, if you've got too much on, you can always take a little bit more off. So if you want to take some off, just wash the brush in some thinners, dry the brush off, and you can always go after it. So you can always go around after it and take more off if you want. Okay, so as it is there at the moment, that looks quite good. So we'll carry on with the brush strokes going down, because weathering tends to go downwards, doesn't tend to go at angles and going up, so weathering tends to go down. So carry on like that around there. We'll do a little bit on this side. So some on the side there. We could build it up in layers, so it's always good to start quite thin and then build it up in layers. So again, on the side there. Starting to look quite good there, so we'll do a little bit on the side there and there, cover that. So that looks quite good. And then we shall do the roof as well. So that's coming out quite well, that looks quite good. Okay, so while we're here, we give the roof a quick blast as well. Just got to add some more thinners to my paint. Okay, so we just give that a coat as well. So paint that on and then just brush it down. There's a little bit too much on there, I'm going to take some of that off. So we just thin that down a little bit. So just take some off of there. So already that's starting to look a lot better, isn't it? And it's starting to look a lot more effective than the other side, where it looks pretty brand new. So it's already starting to look quite good. So just a little bit of a basis on how we do our weathering. So I'm going to carry on with the rest of this. I'm going to pick out some individual bits and I shall come back to you.